What's going on? Just leaving the Jeep. I'm out here at Prompton State Park and I'm doing a shakedown of my new backpack here, the Osprey Exos 48. Gonna get a hike in before it rains. So originally I did a unboxing video for his backpack, and it wasn't much of a video because it was just a backpack in a box. There wasn't any repackaging or a lot of information on it, which is fine. So I can just talk about that right now. So it was time for me to upgrade my summer pack. I've been using that Teton Sports Summit 2800 for about 6 years, and I think it was designed as a winter pack, but it's only 46 liters, which is really small for a winter pack. Maybe a winter day pack would be good. Had a spot to hang like snowshoes on and ice axes and all kinds of stuff, which you don't need in the summer. But it was pretty light and it served its purpose, and I put it through its paces, definitely. But it was starting to show wear and tear, and I'll hold on to that as a backup pack, or if somebody I know, a friend or somebody, wants to go backpacking and doesn't have a summer pack, I can always loan them that. Still a good pack. But I looked at a bunch of other packs around that same size and settled on the Osprey Exos 48, which one I'm wearing right now. It's 48 liters. It's only 2.5 pounds. It's got a removable brain, like top pouch, so you can take a little more weight out of it. You can also take all the like the cinching straps and stuff like that off of it if you want to save it even more weight. But for a nylon and polyester bag, something that's not made out of Dyneema, it's really light and fairly rugged because of its construction. Now Osprey does make a Dyneema version of this, or I don't know if it's Dyneema, but something like that, an ultralight version of it. It saves a little weight, but its weight load limit is a lot lower. So this, muddy. This is rated to carry anywhere from like 20 to 40 pounds, which 40 pounds is way more than you need in the summer. But I'd rather have that wiggle room. Their ultralight is really only rated for like 15 to a max of 30. And 30 is still a lot for summer. But again, I want this to be more of a 3-season bag than just a summer bag. I love my Atmos. I use that in the winter. It's my big red pack that I've been using for the past year or so. Let me switch hands. But it's too big for the summer. It's just too much room. And any backpacker will tell you, if you got extra room, you always feel like you're forgetting something. And I don't like that feeling. So I've got it out here today. It's the black and blaze colors. I'll get some video of it once I take it off. But I've got loaded up with everything I would need for a summer trip, plus a little extra. It's only at 20 pounds right now. It's at bare minimum weight. And that's with everything, with water. I got food in there. I got 2 liters of water. I got a battery pack in there I don't need for today. I got snacks, all kinds of stuff in there. So it's loaded for what I use it for in the summer. And I'm gonna go around Prompton Lake. It's about 9 miles. And right now I'm only 3/4 of a mile in. And it barely feels like it's touching my back at all. Like the way the suspension is set up on it. I really like it so far. So I gotta mess around with the load adjusters and make sure it's sitting right. And that's why I'm taking it out today. Not gonna be setting up camp, but just gonna be enjoying it. And I'll show the pack a little bit and just do some kind of nature shots. Oh, they're gone. I just had a adolescent eagle fly over with 2 crows attacking them. Must have been trying to raid a nest. There are a lot of eagles at this state park, so it's not unusual to see them, and they're always getting themselves into trouble with other birds. So just as a note, 7 days ago we were getting 3 to 6 inches of snow. The last video I posted over at Promised Land in Delaware State Park, that was 6 days ago. And then all week it's been in the 50s and 60s since then. Today, well, actually yesterday was in the mid 70s. It's been really warm. And actually today I'm actually a little too warm, just wearing like pants and a t-shirt. It's warm. But yeah, this would have been all covered in snow 6 days ago. On the way in, I saw some turkey vultures, which is usually a sign that spring is here, like to stay. It's not 100%, but they usually leave the area. You get a few stragglers, but we start seeing them all congregate and circling around with each other in like mid-March, like it is right now. It's usually a good sign of spring. And I heard some peepers just a few minutes ago up ahead of me, so definitely spring vibes going on. First day of spring is technically tomorrow. First full day of spring is Monday. Oh, and perfect. The tires are in bloom. One mile check-in with the pack. Feels like I've got my day pack on with like 5 or 6 pounds in it. Barely feel it on my back. This suspension really keeps the whole pack off of your back, so it really doesn't feel like I'm carrying anything at all. It's awesome so far. I haven't made any adjustments. I adjusted the load lifters right when I left the parking lot, just to make sure the pack was sitting comfortably. Since I've done that, I've adjusted the hip belt a little bit, just because I'm moving around, and you're going to do that anyway throughout the day as you're hiking. So far, awesome. Loving it. I feel like I could go 20 miles wearing this with 20 pounds in it. It's so nice out though. Geese, eagles. The lake is starting to thaw. I almost thought about bringing my kayak out today because it's been so warm. I thought, might be a little early for that. And yeah, probably would have been a little early. Lots of geese. But yeah, so far, the pack is holding up perfectly, which I really didn't expect anything less than that with an Osprey. 2-mile check-in. You know, this every mile. Still feels like a day pack, even with 20 pounds in it. I messed around with adjusting a little bit just to see how hard it was. It's very nice. All the load lifter adjusters, obviously your shoulder straps, the hip belt, all easily accessible while you're on the move. So you can adjust this thing as you're going. Very nice. Still no hot spots. Nothing feels weird. Nothing feels out of place. It hasn't shifted at all. Still barely feel it on my back. Doing good. And the weather's holding off. The sun's been peeking in and out. And I'm right by the boat launch. Really glad I didn't bring a kayak. I need an ice pick just to get through. And it's weird because usually this lot over here is packed with cars. But since you can't get to the water and the ice is too thin to ice fish on, nobody's here. Heard the eagle out here, out on the other side of the lake here, a couple times, chirping away. Good day so far, good day. Hopefully the rain holds off and I make it all the way around. So, I kind of remember last time I was through here, this bridge had collapsed. All right. Oh yeah, that moved when my last step. Oh yeah, that's not good. That's gonna need to be fixed. That was sketchy. That's what I just came through. This is mud season. Everything thaws, the ground thaws, all the snow melts, it warms up, and everything turns to mud. Oh well. Oh well. Nothing you can do about it. This side is usually the worst. As far as it's usually pretty swampy, even during dry spells, just because all the runoff, because we're so close to the lake here. And it doesn't look like much of a hill here, but it does. Everything drains down this way. The other side, we get up here, we'll cross over and come back down. That side's usually a little better. Usually, but I guess we'll see. And nothing you can do. Micro spikes won't help you in mud. I didn't even bring them. It sounds like I'm hearing a Cooper's hawk over here and an eagle or an osprey out this way. The eagles and ospreys sound very similar, and with the breeze it's kind of hard to tell exactly what it is. We get both of them at this lake. Either way, very cool to hear. I think that's a Cooper's hawk I'm hearing. 3-mile pack check, still all good. Four-mile pack check. Nothing has changed. It still feels like I'm wearing my day pack. Super comfortable. I know it's only 4 miles, but usually by now you'd start to feel anything that was out of whack with the setup. So I think I got dialed in pretty good right off the bat. Just about ready to head into the south section of trails. I'm at the very south end of the lake. I'm gonna head up and start heading back towards the car. I'll stop here in a little bit, find a spot, and look at the pack a little closer. All right, so just past the 4-mile mark, got the pack off. Take a quick look at it. This is the Osprey Exos 48. I know this is kind of a different style of a review video, doing it on the fly, but probably no better way. It's a 48-liter top load pack. There is no sleeping bag compartment like I've had on every other backpack, except for a day pack, so that's a little different. But it's got plenty of room for summer. Like I said, I've got this loaded with, I've got my new tent in there, sleeping pad, a top quilt, I'm a 50-degree top quilt. I've got my food bag, I've got my rain jacket, I've got my cook kit, my water filtration, I've got my fire kit. I've got my rain jacket I got in there. I got my battery pack up top. I got snacks. I got water. I got my trekking poles. I've got a hammock and suspension. And yeah, I got it loaded up with more than I would take on a overnight. Or even like a 2-day trip, aside from the food. So I still got plenty of room, and I'm just at the bottom, like their lower weight rating for it. So I probably could have gone with the 38, but it doesn't save that much weight on the 38. And like I said, I want to be able to use this for 3 seasons, and I'll definitely be able to do that with that much room. The fly comes off, or the fly. So the top pack, the top brain pocket, you can detach that and take that off if you want to save a little bit of weight. That takes a few ounces off of it. Empty load, it's 2.5 pounds. And I think that takes like another 4 ounces off, something like that. And if you take that off, there's this, I forget what they call this, like a fly flap or something like that, that you can pull down. And then there's connectors in here that you'd just pull out and connect it down. Just like on the Atmos. So you can save a little bit of weight. But it's just got your single barrel lock here to cinch it down, to close it. And if I can do this with one hand, inside there is another strap that compresses the top, so you can really lock your gear down inside of it. So with that back on, this front pocket has got the stretchy mesh and the fabric on here, so you can really pack this out. That's a great feature. A lot of the packs come with that now. And then this also has an adjustable strap. And then the suspension is the big thing on these Ospreys. So this has got, I cannot remember what they call this. I'll put it like right here. The air ride or air flow or air control, something like that. It's got this tensioned mesh panel. And you can see how far the backpack sits. Let's see if I can get my hand in there. So there's a good 1.5 inches between the backpack and your back. There's no like stays in this. It's just an aluminum frame, which you can kind of see right here. All right, there it is. That goes all the way around, so you can't remove it, but that's how they keep the shape of the pack. And this is not adjustable, so there's no way to change the torso length. So if you're looking at the Exos or the Asia, the EJA, The Exos is the men's version. The Asia is the women's version. Make sure you check their fitting guide and get as close as you can. These load lifters will adjust a little bit for the torso length, but not much, not like the Atmos, which has that adjustable suspension. So you want to make sure you got the right one off the bat. It's got a pretty basic hip belt. There's no pouches or anything, but it's very comfortable. It's got this really nice adjuster system here that you can adjust very easily by pulling it like out away from the belt instead of back away from the center. And it's got the trekking pole holder. Very nice pack. I looked at a couple different ones. I'll talk about those as I keep hiking. So the suspension is the Airspeed 3.0 that this has. Not the anti-grav. It's very similar, but it's not quite the anti-grav. But very nice suspension. Let's see, just saw some people. I thought I heard some more. Nope. So I looked at a couple different packs. I was looking at this, the Gregory Focal, the Deuter Futura, like Adam just got, but like the newer version. Looked at the Z packs and like a couple other ones. Teton has a few, but this one kind of checked all the boxes. Weight wise, like 2.5 pounds, 48 liters, which is good for 3 season, and just under $200. So it's like $199. So pretty good deal. And as I'm finding out just now, super comfortable. So I'm gonna continue on. Just stopped for a minute, took a little bit of a break to see how my shoulder felt after taking off, after having gone for a little over 4 miles. Like I wasn't even wearing a backpack. Really nice so far. I decided to veer off of my normal trek that I usually do around the lake, and I'm adding the upper trails to go up towards the falls. And this just adds a little bit of incline. It's a little more remote, but I'm at the 5 mile mark. Like, this is the trail. 5 mile mark, and the pack still feels the same. Nothing has shifted. Funny, nothing's needed to be readjusted, other than just when I took the pack off and put it back on. But I know these rocks are slick. I'm on the High Ledge Trail right now, which goes off to the left here somewhere. And there was Old Blaze just right before I turned on the camera, and I think this is my turn off here. Here it is. That's the Hemlock Loop, which takes me back out towards the dam where I came in. This is where I'm looking for. So there's a turnoff back there. There's Old Blaze, but I took that for about 200 feet and it just vanished. So that's obviously an old trail, and they've since rerouted it. Kind of remembered that from last time I was up here. I figured I'd give it a shot. That's no longer there. Got this little corduroy road and continuing on. So I talked about looking at other packs. There was one feature. I had it narrowed down to 2 packs, the Gregory Focal 48 and the Osprey Exos 48. One feature, one little feature swayed me to the Osprey, and that's this little loop. This little piece of shot cord, which could have easily added to any other pack and made my own little setup. But this is their trekking pole holder. And right now this trail's real slick, real muddy. So I took my trekking pole out, just so I don't fall in the mud. Exactly why I wanted it. Such a little thing. And it's the whole reason why I chose this pack. Well, not the whole reason, but that was the deciding factor. Turning off the High Ledge Trail onto the Sugar Shack Trail. And this will continue taking me up along the top of the park over to the falls. I'm at the 6 mile mark, and no surprise, no change in how the pack feels. I feel like I still go another 10 miles wearing this thing with the weight I have on it. Of course they stop as soon as I hit record. There's a couple barred owls out here. Middle of the day, it's weird to hear them. That's cool, they're out there doing their who cooks for you all call. Very cool. Kind of a cool little side note. Hearing those owls. Now today's my birthday. I'm not doing what I love to do on my birthday. And it seems like thinking about over the past few years, either on my birthday, when I can get out like on my actual birthday and hike, or camp, or on other people's birthdays when we get out and do something, there's always an owl, like birthday owls, at weird times of the day. I've had them fly into camp, sit right up over the trees on Dragon's birthday. I just heard him again. Or a couple of years ago, I saw a barred owl, or not a barred owl, a great horned owl over at Eels Preserve, which are really rare around here. So, I mean, you hear them all the time at night, but during the day, it's kind of rare. Very cool though. Birthday owls. Gotta love it. I wonder if that's the ruins of the old Sugar Shack right there. Ruins of something right there. Seven miles, still golden. All kinds of bird calls out here. Oh, that smells like summer right there. Oh, nice. So the lake's like right near side this thicket down the hill. I thought I was hearing eagles, but of course, as soon as I start recording, they stop. Might be hard to tell. These upper trails here at Prompton they got a lot more ascents and descents, which is perfect when we're testing out some gear. I get a good feel of how everything sits and feels as you're climbing and descending. Nothing crazy, just enough to let you know you're climbing. I don't know if the total elevation gain is so far. Oh, there's the lake. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. Since I've come up here on the high trails, I haven't seen a soul. Saw a couple people down the lower trails, but We're not far from Scranton, and last week was supposed to be the St. Patrick's Day Parade, which is apparently pretty famous throughout the country. The Scranton St. Patrick's Day Parade. They haven't held it in a couple of years because of COVID, and this is the first year they've had it. And then we got that snowstorm, so they postponed it to this weekend. So I imagine a lot of people are there because it's a gorgeous day. The rain is holding off. And I'm at my junction here. So that's the Lakeshore Trail right there. I was stayed on the lower trail. Would have just come right by that. And I'm on the Sugar Shack Trail, just to the south. Now Sugar Shack North. I take that up to Eagle Pass. And this will take us all the way up. Eagle Pass will take us to, what's the next trail? I think Cross Trail. Crosscut Trail, Cross Trail, something like that. And that'll take us to the top of the falls, which will be nice. But like I said, this just adds just enough difficulty, some ascents and descents that you don't get on the Lakeshore Trail, or the East Shore, West Shore, or the Shore Trail is called. You just don't get these kind of little pops and drops that you get on these upper trails, and it's nice. It's nice, and it's a nice day. It's really the first warm day of the year that I've really gotten out. You know, we've had a couple warm days during the week, but I haven't been able to get out. Try to get out on Wednesday, but where I went, all the snow had just melted, and everything was just water. I hiked in like maybe a mile before I had to turn around because I couldn't. It was like walking into a lake. The water was just all the way across, like figure like here, like all the way up and around the corner, just water. I couldn't tell how deep it was, how far it went. So I was like, nope, not today. About time for things to start turning green too. Saw a butterfly before. That was a surprise. When it's warm, I'm sweating, just like standing. Now, what do you suppose is underneath that? Looks like a piece of machinery of some kind. Get some old farm machinery. Came over a hill, thought maybe it was somebody camped out. I was like, ooh, that's brave. But there's definitely structure to it. Oh, that's weird. Next junction, Sugar Shack Trail continues down that way for a little ways, and it runs into the East Shore. And then we're going to take the Eagle Pass out this way. Now, we won't take it all the way. We won't take it at full 8.87. We'll take it a little ways, and it'll run into, I think it's called the Cross Trail. Cross Trail, Crosscut Trail. And then that'll take us up to the top of the falls. Oh, just for consistency, 8-mile check, everything's still good. Impressively, no shoulder fatigue, nothing. At 8 miles, that's pretty good, considering I just did a basic kind of setup when I put it on. So far, very impressed. And there's that view behind me. I don't know if it's really coming through. Little cliff face back there. Won't be long to get to the falls. To the Cross Trail. Now, to make a note, if you're out here hiking this and you're looking at the map shows this as just the Eagle Pass all the way out. The Eagle Pass used to go this way. I guess it still kind of does. But this gets washed out. This is an old farm road. And it's mostly now, it's just a new creek. It just floods with water. This will take you right down to the shore, East Shore Trail. But we're going to stay on, we'll go onto the Cross Trail, which on the map is listed as the Eagle Pass as well. So just if you're out here, that is a little bit of a difference between the map and reality. And the Cross Trail is every bit as muddy as I expected it to be. This is usually muddy on a good day. And with as wet as it is right now, with everything melting, it's like walking in pudding. I guess. I've never actually walked in pudding, so that's what I'm assuming. This might be Prompton Creek. I don't know what this is called. I don't think I've ever seen it on the map. We made it back over to the Cliff Trail over here by the waterfalls. We're right at the top of them right here. That was swampy. The cross trail. Wow. That was wet. Had to pull the trekking pole out so I didn't sink. There's the top of the falls right there. Oh, still a little ice over there. A little ice still hanging on. So these are really nice falls. There's multi-tiers to them. Running pretty good too. You got like a water slide right here. Beautiful. Now let's see which way I want to go. I can take the main trail right down, like the way you're kind of meant to go, I think. There's also a little bit more of a trail here, or I could go across to the hiker trail and go down that way. That's level. That's a greater than 45-degree angle going down. Gorgeous though, absolutely gorgeous. All right, so there's two ways to get back to the car. I could either go that way, which that water crossing, there's still some ice down there. There's a lot of algae, and that water's really cooking through there. The rocks are really slick. I just tried to cross that, and it's not happening. It's not real far, but out here by myself and on slick rocks, all you need to do is slip, bang your head all the way down the falls. Not fun. So I'm gonna go down along the falls, back here past the spot I was just at a few minutes ago looking at the falls. We'll get a better look at the falls. That'd be nice. And plus, that weather's moving. 9-mile check-in. Amazingly, nothing to report. So, next check-in will probably be at the car. I'm taking the trail down away from the falls, just because that sky was getting really dark behind me, and now it looks like it's breaking back up. So I'm already over here. This is a little bit quicker way to go. So that's what it is. Still, I mean, I'll be at like almost 10 miles for the day, so that's a pretty good test. There you go, back to the car. So the Osprey Exos 48, 9.9 miles. My shoulders and my back feel fine. That's amazing. 10 miles, somewhere in there is about where I generally start looking for camp. So there wasn't any crazy climbs or descents here. Nothing too crazy as far as even elevation gains on a gradual scale. Just relatively flat, but a really good shakedown for that pack. Definitely worth looking into if you don't mind having a top load pack with minimal accoutrements, I guess. There's no side pouches. There's the side pockets for like water bottles, but there's no additional pockets on the sides, on the front of the backpack. It's very simple. It's got the main compartment, 2 pouches, the top brain or top pouch, and that's it. And an awesome suspension. Definitely, I'm glad I got that. That's really kind of indicative of what I'm going to be doing for the summer as far as loadouts. Maybe a little bit extra weight. I've got my camp chair, but I'm thinking about maybe getting something a little bit lighter, maybe like one of those camp stools, something that packs a little easier, so I don't have to strap it onto the outside of the pack. Still dialing in my summer setup for this year, but with what I had in there, 20 pounds, 25 pounds, probably max, I think I'm gonna be good for very long hikes. Excited for that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna go get some food and try to beat the weather back home. See you next.